wanted to watch because I caught this in my feed. And given the extensive amount of yapping we did on this yesterday, I thought, okay, we should check this out. So, well, Tornado, we're gonna find out. But I want to see this. It's by someone I've no idea who. It's from Exciting World Point Views or World Viewpoints about Doctor Who. And this person saying end the series now, which I fully agree with. I fully agree with Doctor Who as a series needs to end. And I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious where their point of view is, because I know where mine is, and I'm sure I have a good idea of where yours might be. Kind of curious how well they co-align. So, let's take a look.
Transfer complete.
That's a bit loud.
Good day from the office of Exciting World Viewpoints for a review and thoughts on a topic. I like to explore the franchise that many of you are very familiar with. That is of Doctor Who, a series that has been around for a very long time. I wish to, in tune, to talk about a reason the series is at that point that a finale needs to be done and why it is important. Now let's begin.
I actually disagree. I disagree that a series finale needs to happen. I do disagree with that. What I think needs to happen is there needs to be a finale, and then the entire series needs to go on hiatus for about 10 years. They need to do like what they did for the first run of the show. First run of the show, all the way up through John, was it John Petrie? Who was it? I think I might be mispronouncing his name. Where they did the TV series at. I think it was John Petrie. And Whovians, if I'm mispronouncing his name, I am sorry. I know I'm mispronouncing it. I'm very likely pronouncing it incorrectly. When his run was concluded, the entire series went on hiatus. Pertwee. Wait, Pertwee was the third? Was he? Who was the doctor when the series went on hiatus? Paul McGann. No, Paul McGann was the movie. Paul McGann was the doctor for the Doctor Who movie. He was not part of the TV series. His was a standalone series. A standalone movie. Okay, I cannot remember the actor's name for the life of me. I'm drawing a blank. But when the TV series ended, Sylvester McCoy. Thank you, Leo. Yes, it was Sylvester McCoy. He wore the bowler hat. He was like a short, squat little man with a bowl. I think he wore a bowler hat or a straw hat or something. It was very quirky. And his run is what concluded the TV series. Paul McGann stepped in for a single movie, one and done movie. No, it wasn't Tom Baker. No, Tom Baker did not conclude. It was Sylvester McCoy, like Leo said. That's it. I recognize the name now. Yes, Sylvester McCoy concluded the TV series, and in the movie, it started with Sylvester McCoy for I think 5 minutes, and then he appears in New York in the TARDIS, gets shot immediately, and regenerates into Paul McGann. I've never actually seen the movie outside of those first 5 minutes. That's all I know about it. And it was just a single self-contained movie. Like a regular movie. And then the series was on hiatus for what? 20 years? The entire thing? Because, or 10 years maybe? Because the TV movie came out, I can't remember if it was in the 80s or the 90s. But the TV series was on hiatus for something like 10, 20 years. And then it came back in, 94, 95 with Christopher Eccleston. And the show, it was late 80s. Okay, so yeah, it was late 80s. So, it went on hiatus for about 10 years. No shows except for that single movie for 10 years. 93 was the movie? Okay, so 2 years after the movie. Yeah, so 2 years after the movie is when the TV series came back up. There's still about, it was close to 10 years. They didn't do fuck all with it. Then they revived it. Wait, was Eccleston in 2000? I thought Eccleston was 90s. Oh god, my dates are all fucked up. Okay, my dates, I'm sorry, my dates are all fucked up. Okay, so McCoy finished mid to late 80s, but roughly 10 years later, they did the movie, and then 10 years later, they revived it in '05. So basically, from a TV series perspective, they gave it a 20-year stretch. They did about a 20-year stretch of no Doctor Who, except for that single movie, which not many people know about. That's what they need to do again. They need to conclude the series. Series needs to conclude. But not a finale, not like a series finale. They need to, at the conclusion of the next season, they need to stop and not touch Doctor Who for at least 10 years. Do not touch Doctor Who for at least 10 years. Let the last 2 series fade from people's mind. Just, let the Doctor Who as a franchise fade from people's mind for the next 10 years, and then the BBC can revive it again with good writers and a good showrun. So I don't think that Doctor Who needs to just go away for all time. I do think it needs to go on a very long hiatus to basically heal its reputation and get actual good people in there.
In on this thought. A series that has been around for a very long time, captivating audiences across generations with its tales of adventure, time travel, and the mysterious Time Lord known simply as the Doctor. Today I want to focus on a critical question, one that may resonate with many of you or spark
Revan, he didn't. That's the thing. At the conclusion of Matt Smith's run, the Time Lords gave him a new set of regenerations, which was established in canon. Previously, the Time Lords can do. So the Time Lords gave Matt Smith's Doctor a whole new set of regenerations, which is why he was able to regenerate into Peter Capaldi. And so he had another 13 regeneration cycles available to him. And then they did the Timeless Child bullshit. Then they did the Timeless Child and really fucked things up. And I'm pretty sure he talks about that in this video.
Heated debate. Is it time for Doctor Who to come to an end? I wish to, in tune, discuss why a proper series finale might be necessary and why it's important for preserving the show's legacy. Now, let's begin on this thought. Why does every story need a finale? Every great story deserves an ending, a conclusion that ties up loose ends, honors its characters, and leaves the audience with a sense of fulfillment. Doctor Who has been an extraordinary journey, but without a proper finale.
Wow. That is a serious AI mixing Peter Capaldi. This is AI mixing Peter Capaldi and David Tennant together. 100%. He's doing some AI pictures. Like, that's supposed to be Clara. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like Matt Smith. That's Matt Smith. I don't know who that's supposed to be. That's Clara. That is like Peter Capaldi mixed with David Tennant. Wow.
It risks losing the value and respect it has earned over the decades. Stories that lack an ending often become repetitive, disconnected, and in some cases, even diminish their own legacy. A well-executed series finale could cement Doctor Who as one
Not anymore, Atsunashi. A movie reuniting them? Not anymore. It wouldn't, because you wouldn't be able to do it satisfactorily. They kinda did that with The Day of the Doctor. The 50th anniversary kinda did that, where it brought all 13 Doctors together at the end of that big climactic finale. Now, it wouldn't work. Well, no, that's not, she can't pretend it ended there because Peter Capaldi had a good run. Not, his series wasn't as eagerly received as Matt Smith and David Tennant's because people love Matt Smith and David Tennant's Doctors. But Peter Capaldi did a great job with his run, hands down. He did do a great job. We heard he was able to give one of the greatest speeches in Doctor Who history. So yeah, I mean, it's true that the 50th kind of was the closest to getting a satisfactory ending, but exactly, it would punish Piero Capaldi, who did do a great job.
Greatest sci-fi franchises of all time, providing
Yeah, there we go.
closure to its iconic characters and its devoted fan base. It would be a celebration of everything that made the show special, while acknowledging that even timeless adventures must come to a close. Straying from canon, the timeless child debate.
There we go.
One of the major controversies in recent years has been the
This
rewriting
thing.
of the Doctor's origin through the timeless child storyline. This revelation, introduced during Jodie Whittaker's era, fundamentally changed the Doctor's backstory.
Yeah, fundamentally changed the Doctor's story and the entire existence of the Time Lords. The Timeless Child, okay, for those of you who do not know the Timeless Child storyline, what they did is they basically took the entire concept of the Doctor and the Time Lords and turned it inside out in a horror movie-esque kind of way. They basically, they retconned the entirety of the Doctor and the Time Lords. In its entirety, they retconned all of it. And quick and dirty version of it, in case he doesn't go over it, what they retconned in the series is the Doctor, the first Gallifreyan was a female, I guess explorer, explorer scientist. And she finds this mysterious portal to another dimension. Somehow she finds this mysterious portal. And a young girl walks out of this mysterious portal from another dimension. And so this Gallifreyan scientist basically says, cool, takes this little girl back to Gallifrey and then proceeds to experiment on this child who was probably maybe 10 by looking at, by visual look at the child, they were probably 10. The Doctor, this Gallifreyan scientist, proceeds to experiment on this child by literally unaliving her God knows how many times to learn the secret behind this child's ability to regenerate. Because the Gallifreyan brings the child back, the child fell off a cliff, while playing. This one was an accident, and the child died. But then the child regenerated. And so, and then the scientist decides, I'm going to find out the secret to regeneration. And you see in a small montage that the child looking like different people, meaning the child is regenerating, which means this scientist is unaliving this child God knows how many times to try and figure out the secret to regeneration. And then does. And then basically this female Gallifreyan scientist is basically the creator of the Time Lords. And the timeless child, the one that has unlimited regenerations, is revealed by the Master to be the Doctor. And so everything that's basically it nukes the entirety of Doctor Who before this moment. Every story before this moment in Doctor Who is nuked. And they fucked it. Like, this is Chris Chibnall saying, fuck your Doctor Who. I want to make my own thing. Yeah. Yes. Correct, Leo. Correct. And then they did this. Even the Doctor had limited generations, and then they pulled this to basically rug pull all the fans and say, haha, gotcha, the Doctor never had limited generations. The Doctor has unlimited generations. Don't you feel stupid? Everybody, like, this, for those that did not tune out of Doctor Who already, like I had, the Timeless Child basically sent all the rest of the fans packing because they went, fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm done. Doctor Who is dead to me at this point. It's incredibly stupid and everybody hates it.
Revealing that they are not a Time Lord from Gallifrey, but rather a mysterious being who became the foundation of Time Lord society. While ambitious, this twist was met with wide...
Ambitious? My ass. This was not ambitious. This was Chris fucking Chibnall saying the Time Lords came to be because a bitch Gallifreyan scientist was a sick and twisted fuck and decided, I'm going to unalive a child countless times to learn the secrets of regeneration. This was a horrible idea. Yeah, Kaibo. Oh yeah, this was when they were on a huge kick. They were basically following in the footsteps of Star Wars, where the Doctor is female and everything is female. And every time the Doctor encountered someone, they always had to do but you're a woman thing. They always had to hammer that home. Where with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor countering with yeah, I'm better than the other ones because I'm a woman. It was a fucking nightmare, and it just basically they just every step of the way they insulted the fans. Every step of the way.
Widespread criticism from fans. For decades, the Doctor was celebrated as an ordinary Time Lord who chose to be extraordinary.
Lord, yes.
The Timeless Child storyline stripped away this relatability.
Oh yeah, and leave us not forget. Hang on.
Extraordinary.
This is also one of the Doctor's This is also one of the Doctor's regenerations. This was a storyline in Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. This was the Doctor before shit, what's his name? The very first one. Oh, his name just went right out of my head. Chat, help me. The first actor. His name has gone right on my head. I said it the other day, and his name has just gone right on my head. William Hartnell. Thank you, Tornado. God, his name. Yeah, this is another regeneration of the Doctor, pre-William Hartnell, according to Chris Chibnall. So yeah, they basically Chris Chibnall fucked the Doctor's lore completely, just because DEI.
Timeless Child storyline stripped away this relatability, transforming the Doctor into a near-divine figure whose past is shrouded in mystery. Many fans felt this change was unnecessary and poorly executed, alienating those who had followed the show for years. This departure from established canon is emblematic of a larger problem. Modern Doctor Who seems more focused on shocking twists and reinvention than on honoring the rich history that endeared it to audiences in the first place.
Nope, disagree. It's not just about shocking twists, because older Doctor Who did do shocking twists. They did. But they did shocking twists that made sense and that made people actually go, oh shit, and then a second later go, oh, that's right, there was this, and there was this, and there was this. There were clues along the way. And now it makes sense. Holy shit, that's shocking, but it makes perfect sense now that it's actually presented to me. Current Doctor, the Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who, was shock for shock value. They were just like, look at the pretty flashing lights, look at the dangling keys. Aren't you entertained?
Disconnecting from longtime fans. One of the show's greatest strengths has always been its ability to appeal to both new viewers and devoted fans. Unfortunately, recent
Because they didn't
seasons
want the
have
fans,
struggled
Blurred.
to maintain this balance.
Yeah, this is not disconnecting from the fans. This is pissing fans the fuck off. They turned on their fan base because they didn't want their fan base. They were seeking out that modern audience. That's who they wanted as their fan base. So they basically said, fuck the old fans. We want this modern audience that is girl power, LGBT, everything. And we're going to shove that down people's throats as much as humanly possible. Leo, I don't know about that. Like I said, when Jodie Whittaker was announced as the Doctor, I was initially like, okay, I'm excited. This could be interesting. And that very quickly died once the show actually aired with her. Whether it's because of her, because of the writing, because of Chibnall, or a combination of all the above, I don't know, but Doctor Who died with Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall.
Balance. Longtime fans who have supported the show through its many regenerations often feel alienated by the changes in tone, storytelling, and character
Possibly
development.
Kaibo.
The modern series sometimes feels as though it's trying too hard.
Okay, sorry, I'm pausing a lot, I know. It's entirely possible she was hired because she was a woman. I do think that they were casting the next Doctor specifically with a woman in mind. They wanted a woman as the next Doctor, which, again, I don't have an issue with. I think it would be very interesting to have the Doctor regenerate into a woman and basically do Doctor Who with a female mindset. That could be very interesting. It could. If you don't fuck the fans over like they did and say, all of you fans that have supported us throughout the decades and have made Doctor Who the worldwide phenomenon that it is, all of you guys, go fuck yourselves. We're doing something different the way we want to do it. We don't care what you think. That is what modern Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker and Ncuti Gatwa has done. They could have done something great with it. A lot of fans, yeah, there were some outliers going, oh god, they're doing it with a woman, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people were on board with a with a female doctor, myself included, on board with like, okay, let's see where this goes. We can do good with this. And then they fucked it up. Royally fucked it up.
Hard to appeal to contemporary sensibilities while losing sight of what originally made it great. For many fans, the heart of Doctor Who lies in its...
Okay, I'm sorry, but the AI is killing me right now. Chat, are you seeing what I'm seeing with this AI? I'm sorry, but the AI art is just fucking killing me right now. This is just pain. This is just kind of painful.
For many fans, the heart of Doctor Who lies in its compelling moral dilemmas, its sense of wonder, and its ability to make even the most alien stories feel deeply human. These qualities have been increasingly overshadowed by attempts to reinvent the wheel. Recycled stories and villains. Another challenge facing Doctor Who is its reliance on recycled storylines. This issue became apparent during the Matt Smith era, despite his widely praised portrayal of the Doctor. Despite his widely praised portrayal of the Doctor. The challenge facing Doctor Who is its reliance on recycled storylines. This issue became apparent during the Matt Smith era, despite his widely praised portrayal of the Doctor. Many episodes during this time began to feel repetitive, rehashing familiar plots with little innovation. For example, iconic villains like the Daleks and Cybermen have been used so frequently that their appearances no longer feel special.
Sir, disagree. Yeah, they were using villains from the old series, but they were doing it in a good way. You didn't have the wow shiny new factor, but they were doing something really good with the old villains. Yep, with the Daleks, you had, you know, the first time Matt Smith encounters a Dalek, at the beginning of his run, he goes fucking ape shit on the Daleks. Like, it's the first time he sees it, he actually goes haywire, grabs a giant fucking wrench, and starts beating the shit out of it. Like, screaming at it. And the Daleks, the Cybermen, like, the thing with the Doctor is these villains are iconic. They're iconic, so they are going to keep using them because they're fan favorites, and they're fan favorites for a reason. It's why the Daleks come back. It's why the Cybermen come back. It's why the Weeping Angels come back. Because people love to see the Doctor face off against them, but they still get in new villains. It's not like every single episode of Matt Smith's Doctor only had the OG villains in it, and that's all they did. Every Doctor Who series, I don't think they overused it. I don't. I think they did a reasonable amount of recurringness with them. They did a reasonable amount, and I don't think they stepped over the line of overusing the recurring villains. Because don't forget, Matt Smith had like 4 seasons. Let's not forget that. That's 4 seasons. Each season had, was it 12 or 24 episodes? I forget what, but that's a lot of episodes to have to come up with a brand new villain every single episode. So they did bring back some of the villains for some of his episodes. Yeah, he had a lot of runtime, so it is understandable. It is. Like and they treated them well. They gave the villains the respect they deserve as bad guys. They presented a legitimate challenge to the Doctor. So I don't have a problem with them reusing the bad guys. I think that was perfect. That was perfectly fine for me. I have no objection to it. Now, if they start developing a reliance on them, Jerry, probably nothing. They may look like statues, but I don't think you can smash them like statues. I think. If I'm remembering my lore correctly. I don't think you can just smash them like normal stone statues. Veshta Narada. Yeah, Rex, well, that's what we watched yesterday, that clip from David Tennant, where he said, we're in the biggest library in the universe. I'm the Doctor, and we're the biggest library in the universe. Look me up.
It wouldn't be as apparent if they didn't write it like the Daleks have been defeated once, and for all then next week they return.
Yeah, I mean, Revan, I understand what you're saying with that. I get that. With the Doctor and, the whole concept with the Doctor Who universe is wibbly wobbly timey wimey. So there is a degree of forgiveness that fans offer the Doctor when it comes to continuity, because the continuity of the Doctor Who universe is kind of fucked right from the get-go. So it does have a little leeway to play with.
How many times can the Daleks attempt universal domination before it starts to feel stale? Similarly, the Cybermen and Weeping Angels, while iconic, have been overused to the point where their impact has diminished. This over-reliance on familiar villains and story arcs not only limits the series' potential for originality, but also contributes to the perception that Doctor Who is running out of fresh ideas. Trivia. Who created the Daleks?
Philaxiptize.
Here's a question for all the Whovians out there. Who was the creator of the Daleks? Take a moment to think about it, and we'll reveal the answer shortly. Modern themes and changing tones.
Jet, you know who created the Daleks? I do. Who was the progenitor of the Daleks? Who remembers? Starts with a D. Correct. Correct. Elwyn wins. Ding, ding, ding. Davros. Davros created the Daleks. Yeah, well, Jay, you can, but you'll break your hand.
One reason for the show's struggles with originality is its attempt to reflect modern day issues and social.
And can I say, what the fuck is with his shirt? I'm sorry, I realize Shutagatwa is gay. Why in the hell are you gonna wear a shirt that basically makes your bare chest look like a dick? What? Why? What the why are you wearing this? Alright. Is this deliberate because it makes you look like a dick? It has to. Here's the dick head, here's the shaft, and here's the balls. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it is. I don't think it is blurred. I think this is legitimately a man's. This is legitimately a man shirt made for reasons of which I do not know. And yeah, Falcon, that was Russell T. fucking Davies. A supposed savior of Doctor Who because he did such a good job with the David Tennant run. People love the David Tennant run because of Russell T. Davies. But Russell T. Davies was kept on a leash. And now the BBC, now that they brought it back, they took him off the leash, and now he's letting the DEI flag fly. And yes, he's flat out said that he doesn't like Davros being like a negative impact on the disabled community. Because apparently, according to Russell T. Davies, if you are disabled and you see Davros, you see yourself in Davros, so you think of yourself as a villain. Falcon, since you are the only individual I know that would be affected by this mindset, if you see a bad guy in a wheelchair or wheelchair-like device, do you immediately go, yes, I identify with the bad guy. I am a bad guy? No, he did not, Kaibo. No, he did not. That is incorrect, Kaibo. Thank you, Falcon. I know you don't. I was just making a point. Kaibo, David Tennant married Tom Baker's daughter, not Russell T. Davies' daughter. It's wrong Whovian alum. It was Tom Baker's daughter that, no, wait. Yeah, it was. Wait, no. Shit. Yeah, no, it was Tom Baker. I think. Fuck, no, I know I'm wrong. Okay, it wasn't Tom Baker, it was, oh, fuck, somebody look it up, please. Somebody look it up. I know, but it was one of the previous Doctor actors' daughter, not Russell T. Davies. That's who David Tennant married. And I'm blanking on which. Pete Davidson. Thank you, Alvin. Yes, he married Peter Davison, the fifth Doctor's daughter. Or the fifth Doctor, his daughter is who David Tennant married, not Russell T. Davies' daughter.
Dynamics. While addressing contemporary topics can be a strength, the execution in recent seasons often feels forced. Stories that prioritize messaging over engaging narratives can come across as preachy or out of touch.
And this is what drove everyone away.
Viewers. The tone of the series has also shifted significantly. What was once a show about exploration, curiosity, and clever problem solving now often feels burdened by...
Oh, this pissed everyone off. This pissed everyone off with this bullshit by the fact that at the conclusion of this of David Tennant's specials, for context chat, David Tennant was brought back for 3 special episodes prior to Shurigatwa taking over. And at the conclusion of his first special, he teamed up with Donna again. Donna has a transgender daughter. In and of itself, not an issue. However, they were kind of pushing this shit throughout the episode. It basically 2 key parts where they pushed the shit out of the DEI shit in this David Tennant episode. Number 1 is David's doctor was talking to an alien, like a furball, like a giant fucking Furby, essentially. Okay, this alien was basically a giant fucking Furby. David Tennant's doctor was talking to it and referred to the alien as, I think, he. And this one pipes up, did you just assume it's gender? It's like, bitch, this is the doctor. He's a goddamn Time Lord. You're dealing with aliens. Shut the fuck up about gender identity. Right, the meat. But she pipes up like, did you just assume it's gender? And it's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You're talking to a Time Lord who's talking to an alien. Shut your hole, you dumb bitch. And then the conclusion part, which is here, where basically Donna and her transgender daughter figure out how to solve the problem they've been trying to fix. And what do they say? That figuring out the problem is something a male-presenting Time Lord couldn't handle. Okay, Falcon, have a good night. They basically shamed the doctor for being male. And that just pissed everybody off. Everybody. It's just... yeah, like, they've pissed off a lot of fucking people since Peter Capaldi, and that's why videos like this, where the Doctor Who needs to end, has come out.
Heavy-handed commentary. While modern storytelling should evolve, these changes have not resonated with a significant portion of the audience. 3 additional reasons for declining popularity. Oversaturation. With nearly 6 decades of content, Doctor Who risks overwhelming both new and long-time viewers. The sheer volume of episodes can make the series feel unwieldy and less accessible. Forgettable new characters, recent companions, and
by the way, that's a big problem. Lately, the Doctor's companions, starting with Jodie Whittaker, have been boring as fuck. The Doctor's companions with Jodie Whittaker, and from what I've heard, Shurigatwa, are like cardboard cutouts. Nobody gives a fuck about them. They are boring as shit. And everybody knows. Excuse me. And everybody knows that the Doctor's companions are a core part of what made Doctor Who as a franchise great.
Supporting characters have struggled to resonate with audiences. Unlike beloved figures like Sarah Jane Smith, Rose Tyler, or Donna Noble, modern characters often lack the depth and relatability that made their predecessors so memorable. Weakened writing. Many fans feel that the quality of writing has declined in recent years, with inconsistent character arcs, unresolved plot holes, and dialogue that lacks the charm and wit of earlier seasons. Answering the trivia question. If you guessed that the creator of the Daleks is Davros, you're absolutely correct. Introduced in the classic serial Genesis of the Daleks, 1975, Davros is one of the
God,
most
look
iconic
at those
and morally
costumes.
complex villains in the series' history. Why a series finale is necessary. Given these challenges, it's clear that Doctor Who would benefit from a definitive ending. A proper series finale could honor the show's legacy, providing closure for the Doctor and their companions while resolving lingering plot threads.
This
The
is true,
finale could take
Revan.
many forms. It might be a bittersweet farewell with the Doctor making the ultimate sacrifice to save the universe. Alternatively, it could end on a hopeful note with the Doctor finally finding peace after centuries of adventure. Whatever the approach, the key is to craft a story that feels true to the character and provides a satisfying conclusion. A series finale would also allow the franchise to avoid the pitfalls of overstaying its welcome. By ending on a high note, Doctor Who can preserve its
Theoretically, you could say
reputation
it
and
has
remain a
already.
beloved part of sci-fi history. Final thoughts?
Yeah,
Doctor
I
Who
think
has
it might be
had
too
an
late.
extraordinary run, inspiring countless fans and leaving an indelible mark on popular culture. However, every great story
Yeah,
must
Kaibo, that's
eventually
what they
come
would
to an
have to
end.
do.
By delivering a thoughtful and well-crafted finale, the creators can ensure that the show's legacy remains untarnished, celebrating its past
20 years,
while giving
Court. It's had a
fans a chance to say
60-year run.
goodbye. Do you agree that Doctor Who should end with a proper series finale? Why or why not? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Oh, since the
Thank you for
reboot, okay.
tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your opinions.
Okay. I think I do believe that he may be somewhat right. I know a lot of people like Doctor Who as a franchise has maybe run its course at this point. The problem is you can't, if you ended it now, Doctor Who would go out literally with a whimper. The only way you could, if they're going to end the series, they need to bring in people that actually love Doctor Who and respect the fans. Like, could they do it? Yeah, they could do it. Tenzron Capaldi is the, well, the problem is I don't think bringing back Capaldi or David Tennant again or Matt Smith, that would feel, it might feel a little bit cheap. Off the cuff, I'm not sure how they could do it, but they need to break. Eccleston won't come back, Kaibo. Eccleston hates the BBC. He will not come back. Eccleston has basically been blacklisted from Doctor Who. He will never come back. Honestly, the solution to end Doctor Who is take it away from the BBC. Because the BBC is completely infected with the DEI shit. And if you're gonna end it, the BBC cannot be allowed to be the one to end it. Point blank. It can't. No, don't give it to me. I would probably shit myself at the idea of having to write a Doctor Who series finale. I don't, bear in mind, I'm not smart enough to have a full-throated answer for how they could end Doctor Who. I do know that they would need at least one series to work through and retcon all the bullshit that came to be, starting with Jodie Whittaker's run. That is the only solution, realistically speaking, to start fixing things. If they're gonna end it, you'll need at least one full season to retcon the entirety of the Jodie Whittaker Shurigatwa runs. Just completely retcon it. Timeless Child gone. Both those doctors gone. They need all of it. All of it just needs to go. One season to retcon all that. And then you have one solid 2-hour movie. To conclude it, you bring back as many of the old actors as you can and bring them into it for basically a Doctor reunion. And basically have all the doctors that they can back again, teaming up together to save the universe. And then you could conclude it with a hint, like maybe it's not done, but that it also can be viewed as a conclusion to the series. And then in 10 or 20 years, if you want to revive it, go ahead and revive it. That is probably one way that you could do it that would be okay with fans. The problem is you have so many fans that have jumped ship. The Doctor Who fandom is the lowest it's been since before, like, the viewership of current Doctor Who is less than the viewership of the William Hartnell era, the original Doctor Who. The viewership now is less than that. Doctor Who fans have jumped fucking ship. They are done. For most people, the entire series ended with Peter Capaldi.